Hey, what up, America? Happy Monday to you. It's Monday, February 13th, 2017, and happy Black History Month to you. And today in Black History, we're still in Black History Month, I want to acknowledge, and no disrespect to any species or race on the planet, but I want to acknowledge the black man, because our fight is just beginning. Because the climate has basically come in full circle in regards to the movement. Because when you look back to the 60s, Martin Luther King and the civil rights movement had a little more on the table than just desegregation and integration. But the powers that be made a decision to make sure he's no longer here. And then they shuffle in everything else under the sun, which is what brings us to where we're at today. Now, if this was a game of chess, you got to study the board and you got to understand what's going on. And in doing so, we see moves that was made strategically to create insurances to make sure a certain group of people don't elevate and another group of people really take off and create that separation. So now it's time to bridge the gap. And it's a 398-year head start, which is okay. And to be optimistic, we have a sitting president that's unconventional, that, hey, we may be able to use him to get what we've been looking for, an opportunity to grow, because it's clear to me. And hopefully the videos that I share, helps, individuals to really understand that this is not some it's pro-black, but it's not a anti-anything movement. Because I want to shed light on the word conform. Conform, CONFORM. Not comply. That's two different things. I'm talking about conform. By definition, comply with the rules, standards, or laws. So conform, rules, standards, and laws. If you break the law, there's consequences and repercussions we have to pay. And right now, like I said, Chicago is the first city that's targeted right now, that we got to make sure things turn for the greater good in that community. And there's a whole lot of community activists out there that's not getting any press or whatever, but they are doing their job, and we got to support each other. But the one thing, we have to unify and come together as a group of people, but we have to realize from a black man's perspective, the whole thing is predicated on getting us out the way. Now, I'm not saying conform, we have to conform to African Americanism, because we have to pay our bills, but you could buy your freedom papers and retire and get your freedom papers on the other side and become a black man once again, because the African American, by definition, is a lifetime taxpayer in this country and has no foundation other than a title that was given to him in the late 70s and early 80s. But as a black man and as melanated people, we basically birthed the world. But the country that we live in, for some strange reason, the laws were predicated on making sure that we don't get anything out the deal. And who wants to work for their entire life and die? A lot of us believe, we believers, we believe in God, and we can have on earth, like the part of the saint, on earth as it is in heaven. I mean, we would like to dwell in heavenly places while we're here. We would like to be able to live a lifestyle that mirrors, the wealthy, that mirrors the rich. We don't want to just accept the conditions that was bestowed upon us. And the reason these conditions are still existing today, and this is actual factual information, is because from a chess game perspective, the adversaries, they put the white woman in charge of the whole entire minority movement. I don't care what group you are. They put women in charge of all the minorities. So if you a black woman and you got issues, the white woman go and speak for you. She's going to ask, she's going to be your attorney, so to speak, because for some strange reason, they want a white woman in place to speak for black women, or they want a white woman in place to speak for immigrants, or they want a white woman to speak for police brutality, because it's easier for them to sit at the table with white women, because white women are the only species on the planet that the white man respects. His mother is a white woman. His children. You get my point. So what I'm saying is how it's been established, and to me, it's a generational curse. It's time for us to really start being serious and developing our future leaders, and developing, the youth, to understand these principles and put them into practice, because the only person that can speak for a black man is really a black man. Okay, we don't need Nancy Pelosi or Elizabeth Warren, to name a few speaking for us, but for some strange reason, white women declassified themselves to be minorities. White women, newsflash, white women, you guys are not minorities by any measure. You guys are the majority. So to downgrade yourself or to declassify yourself to be leaders of the minority groups was a strategic play by the government, by the FBI, by the CIA, to make sure that they put the white woman as the mother of all the deplorables. Because Hillary Clinton, that's the term that Hillary Clinton said. So she has to speak for everybody. But as a black man, we should have an issue with that. Now, we can conform to what's going on, because you got to respect the laws of the land. We can conform, to working together, because we're equal. We may be separate, but we're equal. But one of the definitions in the word conform is be similar in form or type. Agree. So when you look at white supremacy, okay, as a black man, okay, it's okay to be similar. We would never be supreme, but we can kind of be in control of our own situations and conditions, which is okay, and need to make sure that they understand this is not a threat or some type of takeover, and work together, and so they'll can see that we're not militant, we're not the Panthers, we got Panther blood in us, but we learned from Martin Luther King, we learned from JFK, we learned from the Black Panthers organizations all over this country that the FBI and CIA dismantled and destroyed. We learned that. That's why we have to really stand up and take ownership of our situations and our conditions in our communities, because that's the only way we're going to get that respect. No one's stopping us. But when you look at it from a political perspective, when you got the Nancy Pelosi, the minority leader of the House of Representatives, and you got Elizabeth Warren, senior senator from Massachusetts, white women representing the entire Democratic Party, basically declaring war on the Republicans. So therefore, when they put the hammer down, they're going to put the hammer down on us, because Nancy Pelosi and Elizabeth Warren got a pass because what? They're white women, and they get that respect. That's why Hillary Clinton, when she was running for president, she took Elizabeth Warren on tour with her in those northeastern states. And she talked so bad about, at the time, the Republican candidate, Donald Trump. Went hard in the paint. She says things about Trump that we know without a shadow of a doubt. If a black elected official said something like that, she would have lost her job. But now, being in LA, we hot right now because, our star, Maxine Waters, is following their lead, and taking it to another level, talking about impeachment of Donald Trump. They're not going to impeach Donald Trump. That's a witch hunt. So while they're controlling the narrative and got everybody scrambling and running around, they sitting back laughing at us because they're controlling the narrative. Okay, when you're talking about impeaching the president and you got a city that still suffers from police brutality, that we're trying to figure out the housing condition and redlining the communities. You got the stadium coming in Inglewood, regentrification. There's a whole lot of things that we need to focus on. So don't fall for the smoke screen, because that's all it is, and it's a witch hunt. You will never impeach the president. And I totally understand why you would feel that way, but if he don't do anything in office, it's not going to happen. So he's learning about checks and balances himself. Because the city president can't make any decisions on his own. I don't care how many executive orders he signed. It has to be passed. It has to be passed and fought out in court if it is. Because you see that the travel ban or the travel pause, what they want to call it, was actually put on pause and have to be reworded, and a strategic plan has to be in place, because everything that they're doing right now is making America great again by creating their own history. Just like, the predecessor of the first black president is Donald Trump. And he's going to make so much noise to basically just erase the fact that we had a black president. But in the big scheme of things, if you look at Hillary Clinton, she was supposed to be the predecessor, because usually when you give a black man something, you give the white woman something right after, because then that'll supersede the black president by a white woman, because that's more of an achievement other than Barack Obama. Hillary Clinton would have been in first, number one, woman, then a white woman, and then the Clintons would have been reign supremes in terms of the Clinton name and the Clinton brand. But America spoke, and it had nothing to do with us. It was white America who made sure to happen. It's not enough of us in numbers. Only 13%, and then you put in felonies, and then you put in crime. Yes, a lot of us can't even vote. So there's no way we made that decision, but we can make an impact if we do come and band together. And I think that we need to figure this out, but we have to peel back the layers and really understand what's going on. Because what I'm saying is, white women, they are not a minority by no measure. Now, you could, like I say, you could declassify yourself. You could hang out with the blacks or whatever, or, you could put your sexual preference involved and all that. But at the end of the day, you're still a white woman. And if you don't think you're equal to the white man, you're much higher than blacks and the rest of us, because you guys are a part of that operation. I understand you got a heart, and I understand that you want to see people happy because, America has a dark past. You don't want to relive it, and you got that blood going through your system. So I can understand, having sympathy and empathy for groups of people and wanting to be a part of it. But, we can't pick and choose. We was born into this. Like I always say, it's our birthright as Americans to stand up and to challenge America on the bad and negative things that they've done to blacks as a group. Because I don't remember any other group on the planet or ethnicity being slaves forcefully. It doesn't exist. I can't think of any other group other than white, and the Indians who, got broke off by America, other than whites that been here since the development of this nation, since 1619. So therefore, we have to stand up and hold our heads up a little bit and have some sense of pride and let the world know, like we know we're much better than we're being depicted as. Because we did fall for the okie doke. Because right now, you're looking at crack babies. You're looking at crack babies when you talk about the all the issues and mental illness that these kids are having. This is the ramifications of crack and violence and seeing such things that they really don't know what's going on. That's why you can say, hey, go that way. Everybody, okay, we go that way. But some of us somehow squeeze through the cracks. And we're here today saying, no, wake up. Now that every law has passed, that every human being has its rights, everybody has their rights. So we don't have to pick up where they picked off, pick up what they used to do in terms of protesting any and everything under the sun. We'll protest, what really matters to us, which is still black on black crime, mass incarceration, drugs, homicides, to name a few. So we can't get caught up in the fight for equal pay for women, which is a law, double down twice, That's not our fight. And we cannot let white, older, mature, baby booming white women dictate and speak for the party, because we don't want to be guilty by association. That's why we have to separate ourselves from the whole entire operation and become sovereign people. Okay? Because if we was in a, before I say that, if you're not happy in the relationship, you break up. Now, if you've been married for a very long time and your husband beat you, whipped you, hung you, however you want to say it, present or past tense, and then lock you up, I think you would probably say, I don't want to be with him no more. Just like we're saying, we don't want to be a part of this melting pot progressive movement anymore, because that's what it is. You know, let that melting pot be what it is, but we're not going to be in it, because we're the sovereign people. We're the people with the gifts, and we have to benefit from it, not continue to allow the world to benefit off of our gifts. So we don't want to be a part of this progressive whole agenda, because we was here when it wasn't a progressive or a whole agenda, because we was here. Just like Michelle Obama said, you know, that she got to live in a house that slaves built. Who was the slaves? There was no other slaves on record. Now you could debate all day and say, hey, you know, they enslaved them. I don't recall that. I didn't see that in history. All I know is it was the Africans, okay, that came over here, and we've been here for on record 398 years, and we don't have nowhere to go but here. This is our home. So from a relationship perspective, we've been treated so bad in this nation, and it's clear that they want to put everything in their mama in front of us or with us to make sure we don't get what we need to get. That's not cool. So we're seeking a divorce. We're seeking a divorce for irreconcilable differences. You know, that's like a wife being married to someone, and they both was homeless when they got married, and then next thing you know, she became the mom, had kids, and 30 years later, this is the most powerful man in the world, and he's been cheating on her for 30 years, and she really wants to walk away from this situation. She has to get a divorce. And she deserves a part of that money. She deserves to get a little piece of that pie. She was there in the beginning when it was nothing. We was here in the beginning when it was nothing, and we built it, and today we don't have nothing as a group. As a group. So we have to take a page out of their handbook and be similar in form and type, and agree that we need to get our own thing together, because if we don't, they're going to continue to use us, continue to disrespect us, continue to kill us, continue to do what they've been doing until we stand up. Because while our Democrats are fighting Donald Trump because they don't like his personality, because they don't like who he is, and don't like the things that he said, they're turning their back on our real issues. What's up with the body cams? What's up with the body cams so we can combat police brutality? What's up with prison reform? You know, so while all this stuff is going on, ain't nobody talking about the stuff that we've been talking about that could create a better Black America. But we gonna do it, and we're gonna stand up. We can and we will. But man, we must conform and understand that we have to right some wrongs, and we have to break these generational curses. And that's a challenge to every Black man on this planet, and anything that's not Black. You know, it's no disrespect to you. It's no difference from the immigrant movement, the Mexican movement, the women's movement, the LGBT community movement, Chinatown, Little Saigon, Koreatown. It's no difference. You know, the Black man understands that, and we know we have to do what y'all been doing and come together and stop allowing all y'all to use us for your benefit. Because the NBA wouldn't be the NBA if they wasn't making money for people other than themselves. They don't get paid all that money to play professional sports. just to fatten their pockets. They are allowed to play those professional sports because they are the cash cow in the industry, which is okay. And the music and I love seeing, different races, emulate, our music and do what we've created and master it at the same time. I love that. It's called art. But reality has to catch up with life, and life and reality have to intertwine, because the daily walk that we live as black men and black women in this country, we cannot be so selfish and we cannot be so arrogant because we got our thing together. Now, if you look at a big family, you have, people graduate from college and they go on and move and, live their life. But we blend in, that's that progressive thing. But the way I see things now, especially in the LA area, especially in Inglewood with the stadium being built, you can see the regentrification going on, which is okay. We got to just make sure that we don't fall for the next housing market and lose, that we stay, in our areas, in our communities, and we grow socially and economically. That's the whole point. But we have to stand up and understand that, we cannot be used and abused for the benefit of others to that level anymore. I mean, we're going to, we're part of America. But what I'm saying is we got to understand as blacks, if we don't, understand the importance of recycling our dollars, we don't understand the importance of our community-based organizations, if we don't understand the importance of community policing, community relations, police brutality, we got to get them body cams on there. And we got to create a independent source to make sure, because I can understand, I can guarantee you some people will be like, well, it disconnected. I don't know what happened. No, that should be a write-up or some type of corrective action. But these are some things that we got to do, some things that we will do. Because a better Black America is not just a better for blacks, but a better Black America will create a better America for all. And we're not doing anything but just conforming to the rules of the land and somehow singling ourselves out as a group of sovereign people who've been here since 1619 and our birthright to do what we do so, and to let you know that we cannot allow older baby booming white women to speak for the group, because they're going to come down on us hard. So when you got Democrats and Republicans fighting back and forth, I mean, they're going to come down hard, honest. And we don't want to be guilty by association. So, we have to entertain the thought of, NPP, no political party preference, no party preference. We really have to consider that. But, we have to look and see what's the ramifications of that. Can we vote in local elections? Can we vote for the presidency? We might be, just writing ourselves off. But we're going to pay close attention and get some scholars in here and really talk and see if that's doable. And if not, we will somehow make those subtle adjustments to put things in place to where we can at least have our voice. Because last time I checked, man, white women, you guys are not a part of a minority operation. And there's no way we should be allowing them to speak for the group of minority people in this country. And man, it is what it is. And this is something that we have to do. And I'm just so grateful to God that we're living in a time and a climate where we have our freedom of speech and freedom of choice to do what we choose to do, long as we conform and comply to the rules, standards, and laws. With that being said, man, have a great day. It's your boy, Bushan Glover, Better Black America. Peace out.